Hey guys, and welcome to tonight's garden tour. Just looking around at our garden tonight, I could easily be pretty discouraged. Things are kind of looking like they're dying and all that sort of stuff, but tonight I'm going to choose to not focus on so much the dead things or the dying things, but also on the really, really good things that have come out of this garden this week. We've had a ton of harvest, and yeah, things are dying, but the harvest is being really plentiful, and so I'm really thankful for that. As always, here's a look at the garden. I mean, it looks pretty decent, especially if you don't look too close. These zinnias are still going crazy. I'm really hoping to be able to save some seeds from them, and I'm just really loving the little pops of color that we have. There's some flowers down there that are really pretty, and a sunflower house, and I'm really glad that I planted those things this year. So these pepper plants are still looking pretty sad. Still haven't figured out what's going on with them. Maybe some kind of blight, wilt. I have no clue. This one's looking pretty good though, and it's getting some peppers, so I am pretty excited about that. Where did that go on the camera? Here it is. Down there, right there. There's a little pepper. Our tomatoes are doing somewhat okay. The cherry tomatoes are doing pretty well. Getting tons and tons from them. We've been drying a lot of them. This plant hasn't continued to die more, I don't think, a ton. I mean, I think it's more like this guy next to it that's dying. I don't know. But the tomatoes are ripening on there. They look a little funky, so it might just be time to pull the plant. Still no eggplant yet. Hopefully soon. Volunteer tomato. I was telling my husband last night that I was really hoping some of these volunteers would be regular tomatoes, but almost all of them have turned out to be cherry tomatoes. So then, I thought all of them were cherry tomatoes, but then last night I discovered there's one that is a big tomato. So I'm pretty excited to see how big the tomatoes will get and what they look like. We've been harvesting a lot of these big tomatoes. I mean, there's still more in here that I need to pick. I'll probably harvest them in the morning. But then I just don't understand this. This plant is completely wilty. I don't understand if they need water or what. I just don't understand. So what its root looks like, but I just don't know. I mean, these leaves are crunchy. That is not going to survive. I'll water it. I'm going to water it tonight and see if it perks up a little bit by morning, but pretty sure it's not going to make it, which is pretty disappointing because these plants are loaded. And then some of these plants are looking okay. And look at this big tomato. I mean, this one tomato is as big as my hand. So is this one. So I'm really excited to eat these tomatoes. There's 4 on here. I don't know, maybe they'll just make good salsa. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but I'll probably eat them. Over there, on the other side of the row, dying plants. So I don't understand what is going on. We have peppers. I hope that we will be able to pick this week. Look at that nice green pepper. The plant still got so short, but they are producing, so I'm okay with that. Massive volunteer tomato. Ooh, that one needs to be picked tonight because the bottom is getting all squishy and it's just gonna crack and stick in my pocket like Anna does. That's probably not a good idea. It'll probably not be good. I'll just hold on to it. These flowers are still surviving and doing well. It's kind of actually just looking like a jungle out here, honestly. Look at this poblano that my friend gave us. It's starting to set a little bit of fruit right there. Yay, I'm so excited. This is one I sprouted, but I don't know if it's a poblano or a sweet pepper. I guess we'll see in a few weeks what kind of peppers it produces. But here, these flowers I'm really loving. These plants are starting to ripen, so I'm pretty excited about that. Still need to take out these walking onions. I'm gonna do that this week because I might need the spot. This is also where it gets a little jungly, and these guys might just need water. The leaves are a little curled, so I'm gonna try to give them some water tonight. I know it's not optimal time to give them water, but I feel like they need it to soak in overnight without it burning off. So much beauty here. Let's just focus on this lovely, gorgeousness. Whew. I like that. That is beautiful. Over here to Anna's sunflower house. So many of the sunflowers are blooming. And we'll just walk in here a little bit. We finally got the rest of it weeded. And I put on some mulch so that it looks nice in here and keeps the weeds down, you know. Carrots might be getting closer to harvest. Did I tell you last week this is definitely a delicata squash? Yep, that's what it is. Anna keeps checking our cantaloupes daily to see if they're ready. Maybe this week we'll actually harvest that one. This is looking pretty ripe. Honeydews, I feel like they're ripening, but I don't know. Onions, definitely are looking more like I should harvest them this week, so I'm pretty sure that's going to be on either this week or next week's agenda. Got lots of little watermelons coming. Anna checks them faithfully every day still. Our cilantro went to seed, and it's definitely drying up, so that's pretty cool. Maybe it will self-seed, and we'll get more cilantro in there. The zinnias are coming along in there. Strawberries. Little tiny strawberry guy coming. They're still going crazy. Beans are growing. Growing. Corn is definitely growing. I mean, it's already halfway up my leg, my calf. Lots of little watermelons in here. Lots of sugar babies. Lots of cantaloupes. No, I do not know what kind of cantaloupes these are. Maybe honey rock, but they're kind of weird. Like, it looks like they have a disease, but I'll show you on this other one. This is kind of like how they get their netting. They start out like smooth green, and then they crack, and then they ripen. It's a little weird, but that's what they've been doing, so we'll go with it. Got some honeydew hiding in here. There's a really big one over there. It's so huge. Picked a bunch of cucumbers this week, and I made some dill pickles. There's not too many more forming yet that I've found. These long cucumbers taste pretty good. They're a little bit different, maybe a little sweeter even than the other guys, but pretty good. Cantaloupes still just kind of seem like they're not ripening super fast, but I guess they're doing their thing. Peanuts still seem to be doing their thing and growing like crazy. The arch trellis, I'm loving it. This is one of my favorite spots in here, and next year I probably would even plant like some sunflowers up the side of it because you could see them from the house. And this is funny, I thought I would get a lot of squash like the whole way up, but so far they're pretty much just hanging out down here in the bottom. But I mean, I'm not complaining about the amount of squash I have down here. That's a bunch of squash that I can see, and these butternuts seem to be doing really well. Anna also asks every day if these are ripe yet. Almost, honey, almost. Okay, so over here at the cantaloupes, see this one? It might be hard to see through the bag, but all that weird cracking turned like that, and this one is going to be ready soon to pick. So I'm excited to munch it, as is Anna, a lot. This guy's climbing more of these squash that I planted here, and the beans climbing up nice and great. The zucchini has a flower bud on there, so I am still letting this guy go because there's a ton of like little growth in there, so this guy might not be dead. As long as I can keep squash bugs and stuff from munching it, yep, it will last. So this is that big honeydew. It's huge. I planted another pumpkin here just for the fun of it and to maybe get some more pumpkins in the later season. Zucchini still kind of looking like not doing much, but they might. I mean, like, that's definitely a female blossom. So, I mean, there's stuff coming, so I'm just going to let them go, see if we can get a second round of zucchini. The squash, you know, they're just hanging out, going like crazy. This is where it also is kind of like a jungle, because there's vines everywhere, and they're growing like crazy. So this is the big tomato plant that I found. I'm so curious to find out what kind. It is growing from my compost. We have pumpkins and squash and pumpkins and squash and vines. And oh hey, big watermelon. That's not quite ripe yet, but Anna wishes it was. Vines and squash and vines and squash. pumpkins and squash. And this pumpkin is almost ready, like so very close. It's very tiny. I mean, it's as big as my hand, but very excited. And this guy is a little bit bigger, and he is almost ready too. Like he needs a lot more orange to come, but he's coming. Then there's more over there, and squashes, and this buttercup squash, that's what it's called. There's a bunch hiding in there. The plants are kind of dying back, but I'm okay if they die back as long as those things ripen. These squash down here are almost ready to pick. The stem is starting to turn a little bit brown, so I'm guessing that's when they'll be ready, when the stem is brown. Our potatoes still look really pathetic and nasty, but I'll insert a picture here. We picked a handful of potatoes this week, so I was pretty excited about that, and I'm grateful that we got that much. Sweet potatoes, we will see if they produce. They look really sad, but I'm hopeful that by next week they will look better. I'm going to water them again tonight. They are regrowing leaves after they got munched, and it doesn't look like more new munching has happened. I did weed this today, so like it looks so bare compared to what it has been, but hopefully it will be nice. The corn, the beautiful corn that is winding down, we picked 300 plus ears of corn from that this week and put a lot of it in our freezer and have been munching it like crazy. There's still a few ears left to pick, and I will get to those probably tomorrow and just see what's left in there. So, not too shabby of a corn harvest. There was a lot of corn worms, but my dad was telling me some ways to get rid of the corn worms, so I will be more proactive about them next year. Beans, we're still getting a bunch of beans from them. Probably need to pick them again tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. That little trellis, it's so fun to pick beans off of because they just hang right down. Definitely planting more on a trellis next year instead of just the bush kind, because they are so fun. And this trellis is also giving us some good beans too. Look at there. There's a guy right there. Ta-da! And the sunflowers, lots of beauty there too. It's been a hot week, so it's also been like, I feel like I haven't really gotten out here to do a lot of work just because it's been so hot, and like you basically have to leave the garden, you know, by 9:30. But I feel like we've made a little bit of progress, especially with the mulching and stuff, and hopefully I will get more done this week. Just got to get up early in the morning or something, get out here, and I can do it. So yeah, we'll be harvesting lots, preserving lots, that sort of thing. Thanks for joining us on our garden tour tonight. I hope you have a good week ahead of you. And stuff growing in your garden. What's growing? What are you harvesting? Are your plants looking healthy? That sort of thing. We'd love to know. So let us know down in the comments, and we'll see you next time.